Hi guys, my name is Diana. I'm new to your group, and I'm going to be discussing data for the standards for professional learning. Just general data involves collecting information and using that information in order to analyze, and then also to be able to take that information and translate it to something that is tangible. Essentially, what we want to do is take the information from assessments. So there's a variety of assessments that you can do. We can do, for example, some qualitative or quantitative data. This includes formative and summative assessments, performance assessments, observations, work samples, performance metrics, portfolios, and self-reports. Personally, out of all of those, I like portfolios the best because I think they kind of give you a good idea of like how far the student has gone throughout the entire year. So in the beginning, they would keep all their projects, and then you can even keep a portfolio for a really long time throughout all of their years of schooling. And while you use that portfolio, they'll add more information, and then you'll have an opportunity to look back at how far the student has grown in their writing or their math skills, whatever class you're deciding to focus it on. So not only do we want to collect data, we want to make sure that the data that we are collecting is being put to good use. Because sometimes what teachers can do is they'll do a lot of different assessments on students. For example, AIMS testing or any type of standardized testing that happens throughout their school year, and then they won't end up using that data to teach them anything. So what we need to do, what educators need to do, is use their collective data and reflect on how their students are developing, if these new techniques that they're implementing through the learning communities are helpful to their students, if their students are benefiting from them. And the way that you would do that is by looking at the data and seeing if there's been any change. And not only should we do that on an individual basis per teacher, but all the teachers collectively should get together and use all the information that they have to evaluate their own skills as a teacher, to evaluate how well or how effectively certain lessons have gone over with students. So for example, one teacher they may all be doing the same lesson, and one teacher had a better outcome when it came to a certain part of that lesson, and while another teacher lacked. So therefore that teacher could teach the other teacher the techniques that they used to get that lesson across, or the other way around. And then as a school, what we would need to do is get the principals involved and make sure that all the principals and administration were evaluating the teachers as well, and evaluating the programs that they've put in place. So with the standards for professional learning, they would want to evaluate the effectiveness of those standards. Is the time that teachers are getting to work on this effective, and is their time actually worthwhile, meaning the stuff that they are doing, is it conveying or being seen in the changes that students are having, and is it also being seen through how they're delivering their lessons. And then principals and administration would take this information and review it and make sure that it is effective, and if it's not effective, what we can change. And if it is effective, then we will know what's working for us. So this is all important because as part of the standards for professional learning, learning communities are very important. And when it comes to data especially, it's important for us to maintain those learning communities and all be a part of making sure that everything that we're doing is benefiting not only the student, but the teacher and the school as a whole. Hopefully that was helpful.